Welcome to the Get Smart with Money podcast. I'm your host, Dana Hernandez, financial planner and author of Get Smart with Money, Break Free from the Struggle, Build Wealth on Your Terms, and Rewrite Your Money Story. Here we talk about money, entrepreneurship, growth, and resilience, because financial freedom is about more than just numbers. Each week, you'll get practical strategies, inspiring stories, and the motivation you need to stress less about money and create more freedom in your life. Let's get smart with money together. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I have a very special guest today. Her name is Dr. Sheniqua Johnson, but you can find her on social media as Sheniqua Inspires. She is a registered nurse by trade, but has an LLC where she helps entrepreneurs prioritize their well-being. Thank you for being here, Sheniqua.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this conversation today. So I just kind of wanted to start with, do you have any tips for anyone just starting to work on their mindset and self-development? What kind of ideas do you have for those people?
Certainly. And thank you again for opening up your platform for me to be able to come in and to share a little bit about what I do in my world. So again, I am Sheniqua Inspires, and I help to these busy multitasking professionals. I help them to rediscover who they are. I help them to prioritize their well-being, because oftentimes, and we know this, we serve the world 100%, and we just take away from ourselves. We put ourselves on the back burner. So my motto is, I help you to revigorate your, what it is that you love to do. You can continue to serve the world 100%, but you're just not going to subtract anything from yourself. So we're accustomed to, if I give the world 100%, then that means I'm not going to have this much for myself. But we are changing the game. We're switching things up. And the way to officially do that, and I'm so glad you brought up this topic, is about our mindset.
Yeah.
People don't realize if you change your mind, that is how we change the world.
Yes.
When we change our minds. If we stay stuck in the past belief systems, we are never going to be able to evolve. And I believe the purpose of us as human beings is to evolve. We're supposed to be evolving as the years go on, as we learn more, as we experience more. There's supposed to be this constant evolution process. But the main thing is about focusing on your mindset. And I think, when people hear that word mindset, they're like, what are you talking about? And it's really just opening yourself up to the possibility. So simply put, it goes from saying it's black and white, either or. What if it's all? Mm-hmm. What's the answer? What if the correct answer is all of the above? What if there is a possibility that we can have gray areas and shades of pink and splashes of purple? What if there is something else out there? But I get it. You invested your time, your effort, your energy in the schooling and the training, and this is what you are building as your foundation. But my question to you is, what if there's more? I know it's what your parents taught you. That's what they told you when you were growing up. I'm not saying mom was wrong. Not saying, to discredit dad. I know Nana has words of wisdom, but what if there's more? So that's simply what mindset is. It's challenging the way that we grew accustomed to thinking. Mm-hmm. So I am a registered nurse by profession. If I had stayed with that mindset to say, you are a registered nurse, you work in a hospital, you help the sick, you change the bedpans, you make the bed. Like, if I had stayed stuck in that mindset, I would not be where I am today. So with this evolution of my mind, I'm able to take nursing and put it anywhere. I am the CEO and owner of a Better You LLC, where I get to help busy multitasking professionals. I also help those who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs. I'm a registered nurse. I pass out pills. That's what I do. I take blood pressures. But if I had stayed in that limited belief system, I would say that healing only takes place in a hospital. But we know today we can heal anywhere. We can heal through podcasts, right? We can hear something that can shift our mindset and help us to heal. So health and wellness can go outside of the four walls, but it does start with your mindset and what it is that you're thinking about. And are you willing? So here's the baby step. Are you willing to challenge the idea that what if there's an and? What if there's more? What if it's a comma rather than a period? So that's all mindset is in its simplest form.
Yeah, I agree. I like how you put that. Yeah, it does take a decision to want to change, just like any addict, they have to admit it first, to actually start the change. But yeah, any type of change you want to make, you just have to take little baby steps. So especially so it's not overwhelming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the way I do these. I would never tell anybody to do something that I have not done for myself. And it takes time. And we live in this fast food society. We want everything instantaneously, but it's going to it's going to take some time. Definitely. But if you start day by day, moment by moment, you actually can get there, and you'll get there a lot sooner than you actually think.
Yeah. And I think it helps by setting intentions. I was talking to another person. She said she'll get like a little rock or something from like a rock store, and she'll set an intention and put this in her pocket. So every time she feels it in her pocket, she's like, remembers why it's in her pocket and like what the intention is every time her brain or attention starts to stray. So I thought that was really good. So that's just a good way to start changing your mindset. Like, oh, this rock is for stopping myself from saying I can't afford something,
Yes, absolutely. And I love that idea. And there's so many things that you can do. You can use sticky notes, right? So somebody says, oh, where's the rock store? Or I don't know where to use a sticky note, right? Use a sticky note. One of the things that I use in my cell phone is my voice memo.
Yeah.
I will set daily intentions and I will record it. Now, I like to share it with someone else. So it's always great to have an accountability buddy. But look, we're not going to get tripped up. Oh, I don't know who to send it to. Who's going to want to listen to? Oh, okay. Slow yourself down. Let's not get too overwhelmed. Baby steps. Just record it, and it's for you. And then you can listen to it as your reminder to say, this is what I set out to do for the day.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy as that, really. You just have to be willing to try.
Absolutely. And you should set intentions on everything. You should set intentions for how your workday is going to go. You should set intentions when you're going to networking events or conferences. You should set intentions when you're listening to a podcast. Like, what is your intention? What do you hope to gain from this? So it's not just, oh, well, let me just tune in. Let's see what they're talking about today. No, what do you hope to gain? Put that out in the atmosphere as to what you're expecting to gain. And that's how you can actually evolve and gain so much more. I'm like that when I go to any type of event, any type of networking mixer. What am I going here for? Am I going for the food? Because if you're going for the food, just say you're going for the food and keep it moving, right? Yeah. But if you're going to connect with, say, 5 new people, if you're going to meet a new audience, people with a new mindset, and that's the key. When you're in environments where there is a mixture of people, don't just sit. This is not high school. Don't sit at the table with everybody who looks like you and sounds like you and all the cheerleaders sit together. Yeah, that was high school days. Now it's time to evolve. Who can I sit with that I can learn something from? Well, I don't know anything about basketball. Maybe I need to sit with the basketball people.
Yeah.
Right? So it's about being bold enough, honest enough to say, you know what? I don't know everything. Who can I sit with? Who can I listen to glean? You don't have to agree with everything that people say, but can you glean something from it? Can you gain something that's going to be of value, that will be an asset to you? And then it grows who you become.
Definitely. Yeah, I do go and set intentions like that when I go to networking events. And even if you say you're going to talk to 5 new people, even if you talk to one, at least you got out there and talked to somebody you didn't know before.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's the baby step.
Yeah, literally baby steps. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I've been in personal development now for a little over 3 years, and I didn't really even know any of this was out there.
Yeah.
I feel like I was just in my own little bubble, I guess.
Yeah,
And when
absolutely.
I discovered it, like I dove in head first and I just started looking up all kinds of stuff. I found all kinds of podcasts on it, and I just started taking a bunch of notes from stuff, and I love it. It's like my obsession.
And that's how you evolve. That's how you grow into the next best version of yourself, because that's the ultimate goal. How can I be better than I was yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
It's a small goal, but what can I do to be a little bit better than I was yesterday or the day before yesterday? So it's taking those baby steps, is being very, very intentional about what it is that you hope to gain. And then you'll notice you'll start to grow and you start to grow. Because guaranteed, if you look back on where you were, what you were doing, say 5 years ago, you'd be amazed at where you are today.
Yeah. Like if I told myself 5 years ago how I would be and what I would be doing, I'd be like, really? Like I have a
Yeah,
podcast? No
yeah.
way.
Right. How's she gonna do that? Well,
Yep.
watch and see.
Yeah, it's very interesting how things work like that. And lately I've been becoming more available for just everything to happen. I just got a new job where I'm at a golf course. So I'm around a bunch of wealthy people with all these different, like, healthier mindsets,
Can someone say
you know?
sponsors?
Yeah. Yeah. So
You're in
I'm
a
just
great position.
trying to
Yeah.
meet people right now. So yeah, it's such a difference working where I do now as opposed to anywhere I've ever worked before, because just the people that I work with and the customers that come in are just so much more on my level. There's no drama, because anyone who's an entrepreneur does not have time for that.
Yeah.
You have to be more intuitive to actually being spiritual, and it just takes a lot more inside work to serve people. And that's what entrepreneurship is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I remember one of the jobs that I held. It was probably one of the best jobs. If I have to categorize or rank any of my jobs, I would say it was probably the best job outside of entrepreneurship that I've ever had. And I was in charge of training health coaches. So as a registered nurse, I trained. So that's where I left off in my professional career as a trainer. And I was training health coaches. I had the privilege to be able to train over 900 health coaches. So every week I get to meet a new group of people. So my class rotated every week. So that was over 900 individuals that I got to meet while I was in this position.
Wow.
And the beautiful part about it was when they came into my training room, they thought they were coming to gain something from me. That, you know what, she's going to teach me this. I'm going to get my certificate at the end and all is going to go well. They did not know that they were also going to bring something to me. I evolved so much in that position. And all I had to do was to be myself. I didn't fall into the way that the other instructors were, the ones who did some of the other courses. I didn't fall into that system. I simply came in the door and was exactly who I was. And they used to share things. They would see me in this light that I had never seen myself in. And it was through their lenses that I got to grow as an individual to say, wow, girl, like you really have something special here. But it took meeting and connecting and being in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, being the right person. It took all of that to show me who it is that I am and what value I bring to the table. So I have to say that probably was one of my most mind-opening, let's call it like that, my most mind-opening positions. And I gained so much. I gained more than I ever had hoped to gain from there.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you were kind of stepping more into a leadership role.
Yeah.
And it makes you grow no matter what.
And then you see how they're sitting in their chairs and they're excited and they're attentive and you're like, oh, Is it really just the information that they sought? I'm like, anybody could do this information, but it was something that was growing. It was like they had a front row seat to the evolution of me.
Yeah.
And then I was able to see it from their eyes. And I'm like, wow, like y'all really paying attention to me. We're really having a good time together. Oh, okay. We've got something special going on here. And it was magical. It was a magical experience, but it was just being able to say, could I look at myself through the eyes of others? So for busy entrepreneurs, yes, we understand what you do for your clients, but your clients consistently come back. They're eager to learn. Can you borrow their lenses? So they're writing you these rave reviews. Oh, you were fantastic. You did this. You helped me with that. But sometimes we keep it so surface value.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if you borrowed their eyes and you really started to believe that you are as good as they were writing about?
Right.
That's a shift right there.
Yeah, it changes everything.
That's when the whole game changes. It's like, what? I have value? Wait a second. New rules. Like this is a new game that we're playing here. And all of that comes from evolving your mind, enhancing your mindset.
Yeah. And shutting up that imposter syndrome too.
Oh, yes. Yes. We can go on and on about that imposter syndrome. I was recently at a conference. It was a Nurse Boss Summit in North Carolina a few months ago. And I was sitting at the table. So the previous year I was on the stage. So a lot of people knew me as having been the speaker, the expert in the room.
Cool.
But this time around, I went as an attendee. I was sitting amongst everyone else, but I found myself still having people's attention and they were paying attention to what it was that I was saying. And I laughed about it because I ended up at a table full of all aspiring entrepreneurs. Now, out of all the tables that I could have sat at, I ended up right at the table with every single one of those nurse bosses. They were aspiring entrepreneurs. So now I had their ear and I told them, I said, I'm very introverted. And they were like, get out of here. You are not an introvert. No way, no how. And I said, no, listen, it's true. I am very introverted, but I do have extrovert tendencies. So what that means is when it's time to go on, when it's time to serve, I am all about my business. But then when there's a time to sit back and recoup and regenerate, I crave that. I need that. Mm-hmm. And we had a conversation about imposter syndrome and they're like, oh, you don't ever get involved with that. I'm like, girl, please, like imposter syndrome is like a backpack I carry with me every single day. But what I've learned to do is to show up in spite of it. Yeah. So I say to imposter syndrome, if you want to think that I don't belong here, if you don't want to think that I'm of value, then come with me. Come with me. We're going to go into the room and I'm going to prove you wrong. So no longer is it the excuse for me to not enter the room, but I now bring it with me. Like, okay, you a fraud. Nobody thinks you are smart and wise and pretty and all of this extra stuff. Okay, come with me and watch yep. and see. It's okay. If you get entangled with imposter syndrome, it's okay. Everybody is. The people that are sitting up on the stage have imposter syndrome. There's that little voice that's always telling you, oh, you could have been better. Oh, you don't have what it takes. But guess what? It's all in your mind. Mm-hmm. It's all in your mind. And if you just switch the lens, and if you borrow the lens of your clients, if you borrow the lens of your students, if you borrow the lens of everybody that has said that you do have value, that you are great, that you are pretty, that you are of value, if you borrow their lens, then imposter syndrome because you can't do both at the same time. It's like an either or. So all you have to do is switch your lens. And that's the beautiful part of mindset. You can just shift the lens. Like, nope, today I'm going to believe in myself. Yeah. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I kind of believe in writing yourself messages on your mirror too in the bathroom.
Nice.
Like, I'm amazing. See it every day for like a week and then change it or something. Yeah. And I think that's really important for kids too, because kids kind of grow up how we feel. And like, it's just an entangled mess by the time they get older. So,
and they also, with children, they don't often get the outlets like we do. As adults, we have the outlet to express the emotions, the hurt, the pain, the sadness, the insecurities. We create our own outlets for that, because we're all sitting on social media putting up our posts. It says, what are you thinking today? What are you feeling today? And you're telling the world, I'm angry today. Well, children don't always have that outlet to be able to say, hey, I'm feeling angry today. Yeah. I'm feeling kind of insecure of myself today. So it is important for us to foster the youth and support them with the things that we've learned. And I love affirmations. I've got a list of affirmations all over my room, all over the place, just because it's so important to be able to see the value and to hear the value. So if no one's ever telling you that you are smart, that you are amazing, that you have value, if no one's ever telling you that, tell yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You got to hear it from somebody.
Exactly. And why not you?
Yeah. It's time for a short commercial break. So I have some questions for you. Do you need to improve your knowledge about how money works? Are you sick of workplace drama? Are you someone who likes helping others? Would making extra money help you? Do you have a why? If you answered yes to these questions, I'm looking for you. I want driven individuals to join me in financial services. New leaders, new friends, and humans who just want to be around other like-minded humans. Most importantly, someone willing to show up for themselves and do whatever it takes to get ahead. Is that you? If it is, go book a Zoom call with me today using the Calendly link in the description of this episode. And share this with anyone you know that can answer those questions just like you did. I can't wait to meet you. You got to be your own best friend.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of mindset work, I feel like, works on you being your best friend.
Yes.
Like, you have to be comfortable with you and be good in order to serve other people and just be a whole human, you know?
Absolutely. And one of the things that I started to do, and I'm a busy multitasking professional. That's why that's my target audience, because that's who I am. You know, that's who I was. Like, that's what I'm all about. I'm always multitasking. I'm always having multiple projects going on, multiple things going on. So I do a lot of different things. But one of the things that I learned with mindfulness is about being present. So when I would take family trips, I started leaving the computer at home. I started, silencing the phone. My phone now stays on vibrate all of the time. I don't, it's very, very rare that my phone has the audio on, because whatever I'm doing at this moment in time is important. Mm-hmm. Like for this podcast, I turned the notifications off. I mean, yes, phone calls are important. Text messages are important. Yes, there might be an emergency. I get it. But I'm present now. So it's about being fully present in the moment. Yeah, I know you got stuff to do. I know you got a long laundry list of things that you need to do, but you miss a moment when you don't take the moment to be present.
Yeah.
And when you just center yourself in, you say, I'm listening to this podcast. I'm gaining valuable information. I'm connecting with new people. I'm going to stay here in this moment. I promise you, you're going to gain more from the podcast than if you were out doing your grocery shopping and you're picking up the kids from school. Like, the brain likes to focus on one thing.
Yep.
It likes to focus on one thing at a time. But we tax it. We're like, no, 20. You did 20 yesterday, do 30 today. And it's like, let's just be present in the moment. So one of the things that I've started to do, and again, when it's family time, it's family time. I try my best to shut out everything else. Then I go for walks. So I start my morning every morning with a walk. So once upon a time when I was in corporate America, I wasn't doing no walk. I rolled out of the bed, I logged into the computer, and I started my day with work. Now I focus my intention to say, I'm going to focus on me first. Because how can I be a great employee? How can I be a great trainer if I don't focus on me?
Right.
If I'm not intentional and about showing my body that I value it, that I am important, that I am worth the money somebody's going to pay for me. Yeah, I'm worth it. But I've got to show myself this. I can't just say it. I can't just get a paycheck and say, oh, I've got value. No, because you can have a paycheck and still be sick.
Exactly.
Right? So I focus on my well-being first thing in the morning. So I go for a walk. And what do I do on the walk? Well, I'm very, very intentional about what's going on around me. I'm looking and I'm walking in my neighborhood, mind you, that I've lived in, oh my God, for over 10 years, I've lived here. But I see something new every day. Mm-hmm. There's something new going on every day, but in my busyness, I don't see it. So I'm walking past stores and I'm like, when did that get there? Like, I've been here all this time. When did this happen? It happens when you're so busy and you're so fixated on something else. So I would suggest starting with just simply being mindful and having a mindful walk.
Yeah.
Mindfully eat. So that means when you sit down to the table, and yes, you have to sit at the table. My bad. You can't sit in front of the TV. You have to sit in front of the table, at the table, turn off your electronics, and you focus on what you're eating. You give thanks for what it is that you're eating. You're not just scarfing it down. You're not eating and grabbing on a go. Trust me, I've done that plenty of days. But when you mindfully eat, you gain more value from what you're eating. The nutrients reaches your bodies and your cells a lot more when you're mindful about it. And you literally can mindful everything. You can mindful walk. You can mindful shower. You can mindful everything. You go into the post office box. You're mindful of step by step what you're doing. And what that does is it gets you to be more in tune with you. Yep. When you're more in tune with yourself, you know what you need. You then can articulate those needs. You then can get into rooms where you're going to get what it is that you need. You get around people that can give you what it is that you need. But how can you get what you need if you don't know what you need? Yeah. And you don't know what you need because you don't even know who you are. Because you don't take no time with you. Would you be in a relationship with somebody and they didn't spend no time with you? Get you. Don't come over here once a month talking about it's self-care day. Once a month, get that out of here. I don't even need a mani-pedi that bad. Get that out of here. I'd rather you pay attention to me each and every day. I'd rather you spend your time. I'd rather you make effort. I'd rather you give me your attention. So if we don't treat ourselves like that, how on earth could anyone else do so? Right. So that's what mindfulness does. It gets you in tune to who you are. And we change all the time. So you have to wake up every morning and pretty much reintroduce yourself to who you are today, who you have decided to be today.
Yep. I'm really trying to get better at that. I want to start waking up earlier, but that's a whole another habit to create. My work schedule's all over the place too. So I go from opening to midday to closing. So it throws off my habit of trying to get up at 6 or 7 in the morning. But in order to be better and just feel better, I want to start meditating in the morning for 5-10 minutes. It doesn't really take that long, but I'm just so used to getting out of bed, starting my day,
So let's talk about meditation for a moment. The image that I have of meditation is someone sitting, their legs are crossed, their fingers are, in an upright position, they're pinched, they're humming, they're, deep breathing, and they look like they're a statue pretty much. That's what we think meditation is supposed to be. We think we're supposed to silence our brain. And if our brain doesn't silence, we're not doing it right. I can't do this. Let me throw this out. That is a form of meditation. But when you meditate or mindfulness, you can meditate while you're walking. Meditation is simply that you're calming you're bringing yourself to a state where you are aware. Yeah. That's what meditation is. It's simple. So you can meditate on the way to work. Probably not advisable if you're driving. But if you're walking, if you get ready, if you take that time to be aware of what it is that you're doing. I am putting on my moisturizer. The moisturizer is good for my skin. I'm not just slapping it on and go. I am nourishing the cells to the largest organ of my body, which is my skin. So I'm feeding my skin. Okay, now it's time to prepare something to eat. I'm going to make certain that I have my water because I'm going to love and I'm going to nurture my cells. And I'm going to drink my water and mind my business. Right? Like, so you have to tell yourself that the things that you do when you are mindfully in the, even if it's drinking your morning cup of coffee, you don't want anybody, don't talk to me until I get at least a couple of good sips of this coffee. That's because that is your mindful or your moment of meditation. Okay. But we think that we have to find time to be still, to breathe and not think about nothing. That's not the only form of meditation. So we miss a moment when we describe things in one way. But when you open your mind, when you evolve, you understand that you literally can, each sip, when you take that first sip of your coffee and you just feel like everything becoming right with the world, that is a form of meditation. May not be what you want. You want to have, 15 minutes to sit still and hum and do all of that stuff. But what do you have before you? So you can squeeze it into your busyness, your work day. If you just shift your mind to say, I'm going to mindfully take my shower. I'm going to mindfully pack my lunch, right? It just says that you're present and you're focused on that moment. That's all meditation is.
Yeah, that's true. I like that.
Yeah.
That kind of takes the overwhelm away as well for a lot of people, I think.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, especially if you have kids, because people are like, oh my God, like, how could I ever get like 10 seconds to myself?
I'm telling you, that's why bathroom time is like the most important time of the day for moms. It's like, oh my God, I just need to go in the bathroom. We're in the bathroom eating. We're in the bathroom because that's our moment of pause. Yep. That is a method of meditation. It's saying, I'm taking a time out. You sit over there. I'm going over here. And for just 5 seconds, I'm not going to be mommy. I'm just for 5 seconds. Yeah. I'm going to deep breathe. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to let the water, I'm going to feel the water. I'm going to let it calm me. And then I'm going to come back to being your mom. And then I'm better to handle you because you're crying, you're spazzing out. And if I'm crying and spazzing out on the inside, I can't help you. Yeah. But if I take a moment, I breathe, I feeling things is another way of centering yourself as well. Feeling the water. When I take my walks in nature, I always reach up and touch the leaves on the tree. You can bend down and feel the grass. That's why they tell you like to regain your equilibrium after like a long flight to take your shoes off and ground yourself, by touching the ground. It's that feel. It's that feeling the textures that helps. That's why we like petting cats or petting dogs. We use those as methods of calming people. It's the feel, it's the touch, it's an embrace. If you actually embrace someone, you can break their tension. You well, let me clarify that because I don't want you to think that you can go and knock somebody out. What I'm saying, if you give them a hug, let's use that term. If you hug someone, it could actually break some of the tension off of them. Yeah. And makes them feel a little bit lighter. So where it can de-escalate a situation. So touch is very important to us as human beings. And it helps us as we are learning to be present. So if you're having trouble finding time, just focus on the touch. Right? Like I thought you just felt your hair. Right. Sometimes running your fingers through your own or rubbing somebody else's hair, right? Like you're stroking their hair. That soothes us, that it brings us down. So your sense of touch can actually be a way to recenter you, to get you back into the moment.
I have this rock in my pocket.
And what is it reminding you of?
It's labradite, so it protects my energy. It protects my energy from leaking out, but every time I feel it or play with it, I'm like, okay, that's why I have it in my pocket. And it's just it's smooth and it's nice to hold. And I'm just like, it's really nice to have.
Yep. And it's that touch that recenters you.
Yeah.
It reminds you of what it is that you've associated with having that in your pocket, because otherwise, why would you have it in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
So it reminds you of that. So that sense of touch, taking your socks off. I mean, if you got a little rug, and put a rug, if you're at work and you sit at a desk all day long, put a little fuzzy rug and just slip your shoe off. No one has to see it, and just rub. And I bet you it will center you. It will bring you down. It'll bring you aware to where you're at and what it is that you're doing. And then it helps you to absorb more.
Yeah.
When you have that release, then you can take in more.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to somebody. He was like, it's really important to like just get centered or get in touch with your like awareness by, he said, you can set a timer on your phone for like every top of the hour, like just so you're coming back to yourself every top of the hour. I thought that was really cool.
Studies have been shown that that method helps you with your productivity. So and this is the God's honest, like, you don't have to take my word for it, but you could research it. Studies show that when employees or workers have that little break between tasks, it increases their productivity. So just imagine how much more productive we would be if at every top of the hour, we would stop, we would recenter ourselves, we would refocus. What is it that I'm working? Because if you're working on something, like your mind starts to wander.
Yeah.
Maybe every hour, maybe you need more. There's a method that you do it every 25 minutes. So you literally set the timer 25 minutes. Because think about our attention spans.
Yeah. They're very short, especially these days.
Right. Yeah. And it's surprising that this day and age that people are tuning into podcasts that go on for an hour or sometimes even longer.
Yep.
It's very impressive that we actually gain something. But think about how much more productive you would be if you listened to it for a little bit, you paused it, took some deep breaths, you recentered yourself, and then you press the play button again to take in the rest.
Yeah.
Commercial breaks. Hello.
Yeah. They're only really like a minute or two.
Something. They were trying to teach us something. They know that the show is getting good and you get mad at the commercial break, but it's like, no, you need a reset.
Yep.
You need a reset.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are like every 7 minutes. So depending on the show, right? So it is perfect. And I know some people say, well, I can't stop what I'm doing. Why you can't stop? Why you can't stop? No one's saying you got to get up and go eat something. What we're saying is you just stop, take in some deep breaths, maybe feel for your rock, and take a sip of water, and a nice sip of water, not a quick sip, but a nice intentional sip of water, and then stretch and then carry on, and guarantee you're going to be more productive.
Yeah. I like that. Good little tips. For sure.
Yeah, because we, as busy professionals, I always call us busy multitasking professionals. Like, we're doing so much, but we have to learn how to put our well-being first, because we are our biggest asset. And if we abuse ourselves and we break, there's no work getting done, especially for us entrepreneurs. Yeah. Like, for the majority, like, we are the tool, we are the brand, we are the face, we are the worker, we are everything.
Yeah.
If something happens to us, it's not like when you're working a 9-to-5 job, you get sick time, you get PTO time. Entrepreneurship is not like that.
Yeah, you have to keep going.
You have to keep going.
Even when you feel like crap.
Why I teach people to focus, to reconnect with their well-being, to put their well-being as their priority. Yeah. And it boils down to a matter of choice. I wrote this book entitled The Power of Choice, prioritizing your well-being in a high-stress world. So how do we manage all of this? Well, it boils down to the choice. because the choice is yours. You can choose to keep going and going and going and going and going and burn yourself out. Or you can choose to support yourself, to say, I'm going to stay hydrated. I'm going to keep myself hydrated. I'm going to eat the right foods. I'm going to focus a little bit more on me and what I need and what I want, what feels good for me, what doesn't feel good on me. Like, I'm going to focus more effort and energy just as much as I would in a project. I'm going to put that on me.
Yeah.
And it's a game changer.
Yeah. So I had my human design chart read to me, at least bullet points of it. Okay. And it said that I really need that work-life balance. Mm-hmm. And mm-hmm. the more I am getting settled into this new job, because I'm 4 on, 3 off, and I'm like, that is perfect.
Yes.
So it's working out.
You have to be intentional. Mm-hmm. You have to be intentional to say. And so it's good you had this chart that identified for you, because most of the time we don't pay it any attention. We ignore it. We feel it. We know it. We say it, but we don't do it. Yeah. So the fact that you had this chart that tells you, you know what, you need to focus more on this. So in my book, The Power of Choice, Prioritizing Well-Being in a High Stress World, it teaches you. It starts out with stress assessment, because a lot of us are stressed out and we don't even know it. Yeah. So let's bring it to the forefront. Let's look at it. Let's see it. Let's identify it. So it starts with the self-assessment. Then it teaches you about mindfulness, how to open your mind, how to evolve. And then it gives you practical things that you can do to help you to put yourself first and to do so without the guilt. Yeah. Because I've had mommy guilt before. It's real.
It's rough.
It is. But guess so what? If mommy's no good, how can I take care of baby? Like they tell you in the airplane, you got to put the mask on yourself first. Yeah. Before you can put it on anyone else.
Exactly.
So it starts with the choice. You get to choose. Are you going to treat you with the value, with the love, with the respect that you deserve? That everybody else is telling you, oh, you're so great, you're so this, you're so that, but you treat yourself like crap, for a lack of a better word. Yeah. Right? We beat ourselves up. We let someone else try to beat us up. Oh, we have a big problem with that. Mm-hmm. But we intentionally beat ourselves up every day. So every day you go without drinking your water, you're teaching your body that you're not of value. You're not worth it. Every day that you say, oh, I can't stop. Well, you're teaching yourself that you're not worth the time, the effort, the attention. Yeah. So we have to start loving on ourselves just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah. I had a Reiki healing done as well, about 3-4 weeks ago. And she said to me that my body is like craving nourishment, like and attention and just pampering in general. So I'm like, okay, I feel that. So I'm trying to work in some more baths and lighting more candles around me because it's very calming and stuff.
So if you get a bath in, put some Epsom salt in there, help to pull out some of those impurities from your system. Yeah. So if you're going to make it a bath, make it a good bath.
Yeah, exactly.
Be intentional. Because like, look, you got one moment in time. You got the kids, out the house. You got one moment in time. You got to make this thing count. Yeah. So if you're going to take the bath, don't just be in there, with the scented stuff. You better put something in there that's going to detox and help your cells on a cellular level. You better get that good stuff in there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I want to start going to a spa in town too. I've never had a facial. I've never been to a spa. So I want to do something.
You've got so much life to live. You've got so much life to live. Yeah. But what I try to teach people is it's great to make those moments in time to go to the spa, to get the massage. And I always tell myself after a massage, I say, oh, we're going to do this every 3 months. And I never get there every 3 months. I have good intentions, but life just starts lifing and it just doesn't work out like that. But what I do have is a foot massager. Okay. I put the foot massager in front of the TV. So when I'm working and I'm sitting in front of the TV, if I'm watching TV, I will put the feet in the foot massager. Sometimes when I'm on a client call, I've got my feet in the foot massager. Because I can't go to the spa but I can have my tension worked out. I can have my feet worked on each and every day if I just make these small changes.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
it's doable. It's doable
Mm-hmm.
if we just make the choice to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome.
Yay.
I loved all that. And you have a book. So I'm assuming on Amazon probably.
It is on Amazon. Everything has to be on Amazon because that seems to be where everybody stays. So it is on Amazon. So feel free to get the book. Again, it's called The Power of Choice, Prioritizing Well-Being in a High Stress World.
Okay.
So it's going to teach you about how to put you first.
Awesome. I'm going to put the link to that in the description of this episode. Nice. And then where can people find you?
Oh, I am all over social media. You can find me, Sheniqua Inspires. I'm on Instagram. I think I like to play on Instagram a lot.
Okay.
I play a lot on Instagram. I am on TikTok, Sheniqua Inspires as well. So if that's your thing, I try to be a little bit of everywhere. If you're following me on Facebook, I have Sheniqua Inspires as well. So you can get on there and get some uplifting words of encouragement and, you know, just some things about health and wellness and well-being. So I'm all over social media. I'm on LinkedIn too. I'm trying to get my feet, really grounded in LinkedIn because you literally have to go where the people are.
Yeah. It's definitely important these days. If you have a business, utilize that social media.
Yes, and more yes.
Awesome. Well, everything will be in the description of the episode of where to find you and where to find your book. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. This was really a great conversation, and I appreciate you opening it up for me to come and share.
Definitely. I will catch up with you real quick after the episode, but again, thank you. And I hope everyone learned a lot because I did. Definitely. Thank you.
Take care.
Please like, review, share, and subscribe to this podcast and follow us on Instagram at GetSmartWMoneyPodcast, as well as checking out our website at GetSmartWithMoneyPodcast.com.